Scores 10-9 Hawaii here in the first set. Las Cruces, New Mexico. Perfect pass. Hartung off the block. Excuse me, Hewitt off the block, her first kill of the night.
Great swing by Brittany Hewitt. Dave Shoji, the coach for Hawaii, has said so many great things about her. She's worked so hard, most improved player on this team, and leading the country in blocks.
Having a career year. Woods is a high flyer. That time goes to the off-speed tip.
Whitney Woods has established her power. Now she shows that she has a little finesse finding the opening behind the block for New Mexico State.
Run an X to Danielson.
Not too many teams run that X play anymore, but Kanani Danielson, you can set her anywhere in the court. She comes around, there's a little bit of a gap between the two blockers, and she sneaks it through for Hawaii.
And Hewitt did such a nice job of getting up right behind the setter and taking those blocks with her. Kelsey Brennan goes to the power tip, called a push right by the block.
I said in the open that Kelsey Brennan, number 6 on white, really needs to have a good game and help relieve some of the pressure off Kaylee Giddens. New Mexico State's going to set Giddens a lot, but if they can get some kills from Brennan and Woods as well, that's only going to help their cause.
Ellen Mix, now playing defensive specialist. She was a libero earlier in the year, had 31 digs versus LSU in a 5-set battle. Beautiful back set. Satelli crushes it cross court.
I like that decision to set the ball across the court. Satelli had a big hole between the blockers because that's such a hard set to make.
There's ace number 15 for Brittany Hewitt.
I like that a middle blocker is taking pride in her serving. She's the best server on this team. She's worked really hard in the front court, but also in the back court, getting aces and points from the line.
One of the most improved players in the entire country, Brittany Hewitt. Out to Tonga. What a dig by Danielson. Waber's just going to have to keep it in. Tonga with a heavy arm puts it away. 12-14. The Aggies close to within 2.
Tonga does a great job finding the seam of the block and powering it through for a kill for New Mexico State.
Rocio Gutierrez, 5'9" freshman from El Paso. Float gets away from her. 15-12. Rainbow Wahine in the lead. Dave Shoji, one of the great coaches in the history of volleyball. We'll look at this coaching legend from the Aloha State when we come back. Welcome back, 15-12, Hawaii leading New Mexico State. One of the great coaches in all of college volleyball, Dave Shoji, in his 36th season, 1,028 wins, at his second all-time only to Andy Vanikowski, who retired after 43 seasons, your former coach. 35 consecutive winning seasons, that's an incredible number.
Hawaii is such a great volleyball tradition. Dave Shoji has had some of the most fantastic athletes playing for him, but he does a great job year after year putting a great squad on the floor.
It's going to be tight. Waber can only tip. And Tonga, her third kill, she's making an impact.
24, Kaylee Giddens sees the opening right over the blocker. Again, New Mexico State has established their power, so now the tip is open.
Giddens doing everything she can to keep it in. (16-13). Emily Maeda, 5'6" sophomore from Honolulu. Beautiful jump flow. Danielson from 10 feet off. Phillips with a dig. Out of system ball. Free to Hawaii. And Mafua looking for a touch. Head referee Glenn Sapp says there wasn't one. 16-14.
Danny Mafua, number 11 in green. The setter chooses to attack the ball. Looked like she was going high off the hands of the blocker and just missed it a little bit wide. Could not get the hands of the block.
That ball's crushed down the line. What a dig by DeVries. But a mishandled set is called.
When Kanani Danielson, number 5 in green, gets the ball anywhere to the net, watch her, she just goes over the top. It was a nice dig by DeVries from New Mexico State, mishandled ball in the second contact.
The ball was crushed. Did you hit that hard down the line?
No, never.
Beautiful set, and that ball is buried cross court by Danielson. Mafua puts up a beautiful bump set.
Look at the elevation by Kanani Danielson for Hawaii. Sharp angle with heat right at Kaylee Giddens. Too much heat to control.
And Woods against the triple block runs that X2 and sneaks it through.
New Mexico State's doing a great job mixing up the sets, not only running Whitney Woods on the right side, but also out of the middle on that X play.
Whitney Woods has 4 kills, 18-15. Tough serve down the line. Danielson. Tried to take a little off it, and it's out.
Kanani Danielson could not get on top of that ball, tried to go off speed, missed it a little bit long.
Perfect pass by Maeda. Great rally ends with an off-speed shot down the line by Danielson.
Great shot in transition. Nice high reach. Look how far off the net she is. 10-foot line. High enough off speed to throw the defense off for New Mexico State.
Short serve. Woods. Point for Hawaii.
That time Kanani Danielson all over that. Looked like she blocked it. I couldn't tell if it hit the net or she blocked it.
Our score is 20-16. Hawaii leads as New Mexico State takes a timeout. ESPNU's coverage of college football continues Thursday. The Hampton Pirates take on the Delaware State Hornets. College football primetime presented by McDonald's on ESPNU and ESPNU HD tonight at 10:30 Eastern. For more information, log on to ESPNU.com. Great games this weekend in college football as we take a look at the coaches poll top 10. Alabama at 1, playing Florida number 7. Also, game day is going to be at Oregon as the Stanford Cardinal having an incredible year visit the Oregon Ducks.
Boise State, a WAC team, also having a great year. I think that's the highest ranking we've seen them.
You pulling for the Broncos?
I like their blue field.
It's tough, isn't it? I mean, you see the blue uniforms with the blue field. All right, let's bring it back. Volleyball, Hawaii leading 20-16. What do you like right now from Hawaii?
Well, I like the way they're transitioning the ball. That means they're playing defense and getting another swing to attack New Mexico State. That's what they're doing better right now, and that's really been the difference in the first set.
I think Elizabeth Ka'aihue, the libero for Hawaii. Plays that middle back spot so well, really makes a difference. She's someone that just keeps those rallies alive. And then you have someone like Kanani Danielson who plays all 6 positions so well. They are just so tough defensively. And that's the one thing Mike Jordan said this week when he talked to us is we got to win these long rallies because Hawaii usually wins those.
Hawaii puts the pressure on you at the net and from behind with great players like the libero Kai Hui.
Tonga, roll shot, Doug, out to Danielson, blasted. Great dig by Phillips. And a mishandled set, it's the right call. It'll be 21-16.
Great dig by Kelsey Phillips, the libero for New Mexico State. She actually took the spring off. She decided she was burnt out on volleyball, stopped playing, and only came back to play 10 days ago.
Took the spring and summer off. They need her though. They said she's a fiery leader. Woods off the backslide, combination block of Hewitt and Danielson. We mentioned Brittany Hewitt earlier. She's the leader in the country in blocks, 1.79%. Brittany Hewitt is someone that Dave Shoji has absolutely raved about, and I remember her when she was playing in Idaho, playing club volleyball a few years ago. She has improved maybe more than anybody in the country.
Well, that's what her coach said, and Dave Shoji doesn't give compliments when they're unwarranted, and he said she's worked hard, she's really affecting the play, and he actually said, hey, I want to talk about Brittany Hewitt because she is doing it from all over the court, and that's important.
The last time these two teams met was in the WAC championship last year. Oh, that's a nice looking trophy. In Las Vegas, Nevada, match point. That ball is put away, and the Rainbow Wahine win 3-0, and they would go on to the national semifinals. Look at those 4 losses, Holly. BYU, New Mexico State in 2006, which is in 5. Here in Las Cruces, they lost to Utah State in 07. And then in 2008, New Mexico State beat them in Hawaii at the Stan Sheriff Center.
Impressive streak. I asked Coach Shoji when we talked to him this week, now going undefeated through the season, does that hurt you going into the NCAA playoffs or not? Because you have a tough preseason, but then you usually go undefeated. And he said, you know, some consider it a blessing, some don't, but we don't beat each other up like other Pac-10 teams or Big 12 or other leagues. So he says they push each other in practice and set goals, and that's kept them at an elite level.
A fool with the ace. You know what else he said that I like? He said, if we're good enough, it won't matter.
You're right, but that's also maintaining a certain level, and that comes from good practice every day.
Woods is soft-touched. Kai Hui puts up a set. So impressed with Chantil Satelli. Hits a hard ball from the right side. Transfer from St. Mary's. A 6-0 run for Hawaii. And it is set point at 24-16. Gutierrez for the win. Off the block and good. Hawaii pulls away 25-16 here in set 1.
I thought the ball control and passing got better for Hawaii as the set went on. There you saw a lot more offense from the right side, Chantil Satelli, and she was very effective.
Mike Jordan going to have to bring them in, talk it over, and see what adjustments they're going to have to make.
This is a nice back set to Satelli going off the middle blocker's hands. Point Hawaii.
We'll be back with set number 2 in a moment.